Hey, future Broncos. On behalf of Project Caminos, welcome back to another episode of Bronco Scoop. My name is Deicy. I am a fourth-year architecture major here at Cal Poly Pomona and also a student assistant for Project Caminos. Thank you for joining us for Season 3, Episode 3. Today's episode, I will be giving you the scoop on scholarship. I'd like to thank and introduce a very special guest joining us today from the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships, Michelle Simpson. Can you introduce yourself and the role that you have in the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships?
Yes, hi Daisy. Thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Michelle Simpson, and I am the Scholarship Specialist within the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarships. So my role is to oversee the administration of scholarships through what we call the Bronco Scholarship Portal, or the BSP.
And can you explain the Bronco Scholarship Portal a little bit for prospective students who have never heard of it? What is it exactly?
Absolutely. So the Bronco Scholarship Portal is sort of the house that contains all of the scholarship opportunities specific to Cal Poly Pomona. So it is more of a portal that students will sign into to begin applying for scholarships.
And do you gain access, if I'm a prospective student, do I already have access to that portal or do I have to wait until I'm admitted into Cal Poly Pomona?
So great question. So you can access the portal by signing in with the credentials that should have been or would have been issued to you after you applied and completed your application. However, although you will have access and you can look around at the opportunities, you can attempt to apply. And when you apply, you will not be, or your information will not be received until you receive your official admissions offer. So although you are applying, we will not get your information until you've officially been admitted.
Oh, that's really good to know. I did not know that at all. So our audience is prospective students. Can you tell us how they can learn and apply to scholarships at Cal Poly Pomona?
Absolutely. So the best way for prospective students to learn more about scholarships offered at Cal Poly Pomona would be by visiting our website. And the website contains helpful resources and information specific to Cal Poly Pomona scholarships. So the website address for those listening is www.cpp.edu/scholarships. And on the website, you'll also see some search engines that includes information about outside scholarships as well. And so we find that students may find that information useful.
Can you introduce future Broncos to what Scholarship Fest is?
Yes, absolutely. So our scholarship cycle is also known as Scholarship Fest. So that is our kickoff to scholarship season, and it begins October 1st and runs through March 2nd of every year. So during that time, students are encouraged to complete the general scholarship application and apply to scholarship opportunities that are offered by the various departments, clubs, and organizations at Cal Poly Pomona.
And where can students go to get started with applying for scholarships?
Yes, so once they visit our website, they will also see a link to the Bronco Scholarship Portal. And that again is the portal that houses all of the scholarship opportunities. So once they access the portal, they're going to be asked to sign in using their Cal Poly Pomona credentials, and then they can go ahead and get started.
So on average, how much money does Cal Poly Pomona disperse in scholarships? Do you know?
Yes, so around $3 million total. But when you divide that out per student, we can see anywhere from a $200 scholarship to up to $5,000 per student. So there is a range. And of course, some of our students are grateful enough to receive multiple scholarships.
Is there a unique, funny, or interesting scholarship you saw a student receive, or are scholarships only for tuition?
No, one of the most unique ones that I've seen thus far is specific to our students who are visually impaired. It is offered through the CSU, or the California State University system-wide scholarship opportunity, and it's known as the Dale Schwettler opportunity. And so that one is, to me, significant because it can our students can receive up to $10,000 if they are selected as a recipient.
Oh, and are the qualifications just that you need to be visually impaired?
Yes, so you do have to provide a document to certify that you are visually impaired, and that can be completed by any sort of provider or optometrist, and they just have to sign off on it. And then other than that, they just provide us with a brief personal statement, and we can submit it to the chancellor's office for nomination and consideration. We've actually had two students receive the scholarship in the time that I've been here since June of 2019. So that is amazing.
Have you heard one that I always remember was the duct tape scholarship? I forget who does it exactly, but it's a competition where students can make duct tape dresses or duct tape, I believe it's dresses or clothing, and then they get a scholarship, whoever has the nicest design. And it really blew up on TikTok this year, but I had seen it when I was an incoming student, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. Like, I wish I could create a dress. Like, I was like, I don't have the time. But those people that did have the time, they were so beautiful. And it was a really cool scholarship because you get to be creative and it's
Yes.
based off of, yeah. So there's a lot of different scholarships out there that aren't based solely on academics.
Correct. Yeah, you are right. Thank you for mentioning that. Tapping into your creativity is really important, right?
Yeah. What is the general scholarship application?
So the general scholarship application consists of about 5 questions that we ask students to complete. So students have an opportunity to let us know about any sort of club involvement they may have. If you don't have club involvement or any organizational involvement, that is okay too. We also ask a essay prompt that students are required to submit to us, and it is an opportunity for students to brag about themselves in 750 words or less. So we use the general scholarship application as a means of automatically matching students to opportunities that do not require completion of additional materials like a letters of recommendation or questions. So that is one of the benefits of completing the general scholarship application.
And can I ask, are incoming or prospective students able to already complete the application now, or is it once you're admitted, the application opens, or is it?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So the prospective students are able to access the portal and technically they can begin applying. However, we will not receive the information that we have for their what we call an applicant record that contains like their major, if they have one, or GPA. That sort of information will not be available to us until the student receives their admissions offer.
Mm. Can you share a few general examples of scholarships prospective students may find out so far?
Yes. So we have the Collins Incoming Scholarship. The audience there is for those students who are majoring in the Collins College of Hospitality. So it is open to our first-time freshmen and transfers that have been admitted for fall 2022. We also have the Poly Transfer, Crankstart and/or Bernard Osher. There are 2 separate opportunities that our transfer community college students can apply to now if they are able to. And we have another opportunity that's being offered by the College of E&V in landscape architecture specifically. And that is the ONA scholarship. And that is open to our incoming freshmen or undergraduates, as well as graduate students. And there's also one for engineering. It's a civil engineering scholarship, Joan E. Cox Memorial, and that is also open to incoming freshmen admitted in fall 2022. So this is a small subset, but there are, to answer your question, there are many. These are just a couple, yeah.
Wow. Is there an architecture incoming freshman one too? That's my major.
Yeah, that one we have the ONA scholarship and we have Black in LA scholarship, and those are open to the incoming students.
Oh, there we go. Nice. So there's a lot of different options.
Yeah.
And those scholarships, there are set scholarships that are only for incoming students?
That's correct. And we do have some that are considered recruitment scholarship opportunities. Those are typically administered or overseen by our partners in outreach.
For admitted undeclared freshmen, can they apply for scholarships? They can,
So
right?
yes, there's opportunities available for our undeclared freshmen, so long as they've been admitted. Some of the key things they want to look out for when they are in the Bronco Scholarship Portal is the scholarship descriptions that say open to any majors or something similar to that effect. Right now we have a couple that are available, but there's two that stood out to me. One is the CPP General Scholarship, and that's open to all majors and all grade levels, as well as the Balanced Leader Scholarship that's open to current or incoming undergraduates, and no major is required on that.
Is completing the FAFSA or GMAC application a scholarship requirement?
No, however, we do highly recommend that if you can apply, you do so even if you don't believe that you'll qualify. I mean, there are some scholarship opportunities that may list that this is a requirement in the criteria because the information from the application will be used to evaluate your eligibility for the scholarship. But we do want to emphasize that although completing the application is not required per se, we do encourage it because it can also help determine if you are eligible for other available resources that are not scholarship related, such as federal, state, or state grants. We did offer emergency grants this last semester. And so one of the requirements was that students did complete that FAFSA and/or DREAM Act application. And so it did help with determining eligibility.
Yeah, I remember I had a lot of friends when the grants were distributed who didn't do FAFSA because they didn't think like they're not eligible for it and they don't receive it, so they stopped. But then when those grants are coming out, they were eligible for those, and then they had to go back and figure out like how do I apply to the FAFSA now. Project Aminos is having an event on Saturday, or a workshop Saturday, February 26th, in collaboration with the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarship. We won't be there, but other people from our departments will be. And so if you have any questions filling out or need help or assistance filling out the FAFSA or the DREAM Act, that's something that Project Aminos is offering. So
if there is any assistance needed with scholarships or any sort of help needed, we are here to help you. Myself and I work alongside two other members who are part of the scholarship team. So we can always be reached also via our email address, which is just scholarships@cpp.edu. And that way we can provide any sort of additional assistance or personal guidance that students might need. We also have on our website some scholarship essay writing tips that are available, should that be something prospective students are interested in learning about. That's something available to them as well.
After being admitted or as a current student at Cal Poly Pomona, like myself, can you still apply for scholarships, or is it you can only apply when you're an incoming freshman?
No, we do have opportunities for our continuing students, so all are welcome to apply. We just want to make that reminder about Scholarship Fest, reminding you that it runs from October 1st through March 2nd of every year. So you just want to ensure that you log into the portal and at least complete your general application. We also want to remind students to be mindful of the deadlines, because although the cycle is open from October 1st to March 2nd, some of the deadlines vary. So just keeping track of those is very important as well.
This is our final question. Do you have any cost-saving tips for our future Broncos?
Yeah, I mean, as a student at some point in myself, I always encourage renting textbooks if you don't have to buy them, rent. If you are comfortable with digital, even better, because I noticed that the price goes down if you like to look on your iPad or your tablet.
Yes.
Also just look out for deals and discounts where you can check around campus. I remember being on campus, not Cal Poly Pomona, but a college campus, and seeing opportunities for discounted, whether it be supplies or even setting aside and giving yourself that time to relax and decompress. So it's going to sort of entertainment venues and just having those cost saving coupons, I guess is the word, if you will, or deals. I know right now it's probably scan with a QR code and you can get a deal somehow, but I do recommend that. And if at all possible, just set aside, if you can, even $10 once a month, just to have some sort of rainy day fund for those unexpected circumstances that may arise. If you can't do $10, even if it's $2, just trying to save anything that you can for the future.
Yeah. Yeah, as a student, I think that's what gets to me is unexpected expenses, because you can expect like rent is monthly and like certain things that you always have to pay. But then sometimes like my car will break down, and then it's like, oh, if I didn't have money saved up, then it's like now like what do I do? So yeah, I think that's something that as an incoming student, I didn't even think like that there would like things were gonna come up, and then I would be here and I'd be like, oh no, like now I need money for this and this. And so yeah, it's always good. The more money you can get, the better.
Yes, applying for scholarships is a way to help you sort of pump up that rainy day fund. So apply away. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's free money. I like scholarships. You apply and you don't get it, you don't get it. But if you get it, like there you go. That's such good help.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you say that, because that's some of the feedback that we receive. Some students feel like they're not encouraged to apply just because it might take too much of their time. But the way that we frame it is maybe it takes you 2 hours. That's in a larger scale to apply for a scholarship. But if you get $1,000, you've just made $1,000 in 2 hours.
Mhm.
So, where can you get a job like that starting out, unless you're, a powerful celebrity at some point, which is possible.
Yeah. So there you go. Unless you are a powerful celebrity who can pay college, scholarships are the answer. There you go. Thank you so much for joining us. Do you have anything else you would like to add?
No, I just wish all students the best of luck in applying. Don't be discouraged. There are so many resources out there. And myself and the team at the Financial Aid Office, we are here to help in any way possible. So whatever you need, however we can promote that success and help you get your application in, we are here to help.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Don't forget to check out the Scholarship Fest workshop on February 26th at 10 a.m. You can get help on February 26th at 12 p.m. from Project Caminos and the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarship on your FAFSA and California Dream Act application. So make sure to check out those workshops. Go to our LinkedIn to find out how to register. I did forget the question on last episode, and I just edited that episode, and I am math, so I wrote it today. The question of the episode for this episode is, do you have any questions relating to financial aid? Maybe you have questions about FAFSA, maybe you have questions about the California Dream Act application, or maybe you just have questions about scholarships. You can leave them all below. We will be recording another episode with the Office of Financial Aid and Scholarship, hopefully coming out. It's planned for March, and I'll make sure to get that out as soon as possible. And if you comment questions, we can address them then in the video, because I haven't written that. So join us every week for a new episode of Bronco Scoop. Subscribe to our channel, CPP Access and Transition, or follow us on Spotify, Bronco Scoop, to never miss a scoop. Make sure to check out our Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at CPP Caminos to keep yourself updated. If you have any questions or want to talk about anything Cal Poly Pomona related, email us at caminos@cpp.edu. Project Caminos Bronco Scoop is supported with funding from the Department of Education, Hispanic Serving Institute grant, and Cal Poly Pomona's Office of Student Success, Equity, and Innovation. Tune in for more.